Greetings and good vibes, everybody. Welcome back to the Leon Block. It is today is a day that I don't even know where to begin. If you have seen Soup's stream, we have lost a pretty powerful person in the activist community, and it's definitely a shock. Definitely something that has made everyone just kind of stop and think about where they stand in this movement and what actually matters. You know, if you're out here thinking about yourself, think about what part you played in this greater movement. I think that's what Lana wanted for all of us. I think no matter where you are in this movement, if you knew Lana, you would just stop. Trying my best not to cry and be heard, but I may not be able to get through. So bear with me. Nonetheless, I just want this to be a space for people to pay their respects and share how they feel. Maybe even just share their experiences that they've had with Lana, or that things they know of her, what have you. Hey, Chaz, what's going on, bro?
Hey, man. No, talking about Lana is really hard for me because of a lot of people don't understand me and Soup's history,
Right.
and with Lana, and for me, it wasn't just Lana because I need to put another woman in here too, Kathy,
Right.
uh,
Right.
who we lost earlier this year as well. And both of these women, man, like they weren't really front line, but they were because
Right.
they were with us, when we needed, a little money to maybe get gas
Right.
or just needed somebody to pick up the phone. They were there,
Okay.
you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So honestly, with Lana, you know, especially in the last, I would say like 6 weeks, she's been a rock for me, man. And probably all of us have free agents for justice.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, she's been that silent key holder, uh,
Yeah.
that kept that glue that kept us together, regardless if we were arguing,
Yep.
if we were, mad at each other. She always told us that, hey, we're family and we got to get through this. So it's hard, man. Like, we 1 minute they're here, The next minute, you're saying goodbye without even getting to say goodbye.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because me and her last conversation was actually about Tanya, and she asked me one thing. She's like, life is short, and God brings people in your life for a reason, regardless of whatever you might be mad at them. She's like, you got to make that right before you pass, man. And I did reach out to Tanya last night to tell her that, because her and Lana was close too,
Right.
uh, and just told her. And I know this is gonna, just even this morning, people are finding out what the posts, and
Right.
uh, it's it's we should really cherish the people that are our glue while they're here,
For real. For real.
because it's just like we're seeing with all this violence, community violence. It's because of Big Mamas is gone. The glues to the
Yes.
families is gone, and we're paying for it. We're paying for it because nobody wants to step up and be that glue anymore.
I think this is just a reminder that many of us needed. Um, how much like not even just beefs, but just like feelings that we may have about stuff that's insignificant that stays here on Earth.
Right.
Things that a year from now don't even make sense or don't even matter, or you might forgot about. Like leave that shit where it lays. Like there was someone. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna be real fucking blunt, and they'll listen to this and they'll hear it too. It is what it is. But like there was someone I was really fucking pissed at. And as soon as this happened, that shit went away.
Right. That's the way it's supposed to work, though. That is the way it's supposed to work.
It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
And it is, and it's like I was over here thinking about what to do on Sunday, and for the show, and I ain't even sure what to do anymore. I think we should do a
Right.
remembrance
I do
I do
too.
too.
of people that we've lost. You know what I'm saying? Of regardless if it's from, it could be a COVID. To me, it don't even matter. I think we need to remember our loved ones, and give them their flowers, because a lot of people
Yes.
didn't get their flowers while they were here.
Yes.
Yes.
I can think of plenty of police brutality cases. Uh, Fred Cox,
Yep.
Yep.
Jalen Walker.
Yep.
Yep.
They did things and never got their roses. You know, George Floyd, Dante Wright. They all did positive things in their community, but now we only know them for being killed by the hands of the police. We don't get to know that Fred Cox was a hero, or George Floyd was a street team member, or he was out here for the community. We don't get to hear things like that because they demonize us. And I'll be damned if they demonize Lana.
This
This
has to
has to
be
be
a
a
point
point
where
where
we
we
pivot.
pivot.
Right.
You
We
know, we
pivot
pivot
towards
towards
strength
strength
and
and
coming
coming
together
together
because we
because
have
we have
to
to
stand for
stand for
something.
something.
Big facts. Big
You
facts.
hear
You
an
hear an
echo?
echo?
You hear an
You hear an
echo up
echo
here on your
on your
side?
side?
That's probably mine.
Yeah. 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 It's yeah. Um. Nah. Real shit though. This. I just want
Hang
to
on.
say.
Couple,
Yeah.
th-
Yeah.
couple, couple things. Good.
I just want to say my piece real quick, and then I'm gonna let you say something real quick. My thoughts on Lana, right? I've only known her since Akron, and what I've what I've learned, what I've gotten from her in a short amount of time. Like you, I go off of energy. I go off of action, and what she has shown me consistently is that this is about the movement, that she's a mama, she's a part of this, to be there for everyone that's doing what they can, boots on the ground. If they're journalists, if they're an activist, she's there. It was for me a no-brainer without a doubt that, like, she's the one of the people we look to for calm and inspiration. And now, like, I'm kind of at a loss where we get that from now. And my heart still goes out to Soup and will go out to Soup, because that was Soup's road dog. Um, that was someone in the community, that the greater community, people all over the nation, know Lana and took to Lana. And it's a sad day right now. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I just want to take some time to have a moment of silence for Lana. And if anyone wants to come on and say their piece about Lana, you are welcome to as well. If you do have something you'd like to say, or anything that, even if it's anonymous, you can DM us and reach out. But if you have something you'd like to say about Lana, or any kind of experience that you've had with her or have of her, feel free to share. Like I said, I'm going to try my best not to cry in this. And right now, I just want to have a moment of silence for her. It's a bit of a tough day in our community, y'all. And I will say it now, like, if whatever feelings you had about whoever, leave them where they lay and focus on this movement. Um, I feel that is what Lana would have wanted. And if there's any kind of respect you want to pay, definitely direct them at the movement. It's crazy because I didn't even know what this woman looked like until this morning. Had no clue what she looked like until this morning. But I woke up bawling my eyes out, yo. Yes, yes. Life sometimes is not fair, but there's always a lesson to be learned. And if there's one thing that we can utilize this for is to focus on continuing to do the work. That is definitely, without a doubt, one thing she would want. If anyone would like to come on and say your piece, feel free to comment. Feel free to check out the link that we have on the YouTube, and you can hop on the show and say your piece as well. Yo, shout out to Soap, shout out to Soup, Chaz, Dave Moon, Meg, Matt, Shelly, Ashley. Shout out to everybody. If anybody needs me, I'm here. I'm here for all of you. It doesn't matter what you're going through, any time of day or night, I'm here. We have to exemplify community and continue to be there for one another. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Yo, what's up, brother?
Yo, my bad.
No, you're good. It's crazy that it's crazy how situations happen and completely change situations. Does that make sense?
No, and it does, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that people need to really think about because every day something happens that changes our lives. Every day. If it's regardless if it's an overdose, somebody becoming homeless, somebody with mental health issues, it all affects us some form of fashion.
Yeah.
And we need to speak up and speak out,
Yeah.
you
Like
know.
I have not been okay. I have
No, I
not
don't think
I have not been okay at all. This was like, if for anybody that knows what I personally am going through, this was like the last fucking thing I needed to hear. Um Ironically, it's also something that's making me feel again, you know. And like lately it's been hard to feel. So like this was something that just kind of like shocked me and woke me up, so to speak. Um and I'll take it. I'll take it. I feel like everything, I look at everything for purpose, and everything has a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. And that's what I look at and look into, and I can't help but like just thank her, not just for the experiences I've had with her and for the things that she's done, but for waking me personally up out of this this stuck that I
Right.
felt. You know, I can't help but feel like she was like a mother, a second mom, in a sense, to all of us for this movement, and
Right. She
it,
definitely was.
you can't help but feel attached in some kind of way to her. Like she made it, she made that a point for all of us, for us to feel that in some capacity. Um, this shook the fuck out of me. Like,
No, it did me too. It did me too because she was just posting, and then you know you know how some of us are. We have different sleep schedules,
right?
so I just assumed that she was sleeping. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't been sleeping right, so I just assumed, you know, passed out.
Nah, like the crazy thing for me is like I'm an empath and I sense things. When I just know shit, I just know shit. Um, I just kind of knew, like it just hit me as soon as I saw Soup's words. Like I knew, and it clicked, and like I go back to everything happens for a reason, and if you don't see those reasons, like you need to find them. They give you purpose. They give life purpose. She may not be here now, but you can use that to trace back your purpose or the purpose of, this movement or the purpose of life. Like find it.
Right? No, and I hope this gives us, this doesn't cause. I hope this brings us closer together than brings
Right.
us further apart because that's not something Lana would want is for us to be further apart. She'd want us to be closer.
Exactly.
And I mean, like, especially Soup worries me. Not in a bad way, but in a, he's going through a lot, and that was his rock.
Exactly.
You know, that was his rock. And he's lost two this year of people that were, when shit was going wrong, he could reach out to.
Right.
They were always there no matter what they had going on. And I'll be damned if my brother falls and he gonna have to start picking up the phone.
Yo, real shit.
You know what
It,
I'm saying? Because like, always motherfucker ain't always calling just to yell at your ass. Motherfucker,
Sa-
you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker sometimes calling to tell you that just to check up on you. That's why I made that post last night.
yeah. Yeah.
And the crazy thing, didn't even know anything was going on with Lana.
Oh
That's the
wow.
crazy part. When Sue put that in the chat yesterday, I called a couple times, message.
Yeah. I mean, we just have to continue to make sure this is. I mean, just give it a day.
Right,
But yeah, we have to all make sure that we're keeping tabs on each other from here on out. Because
right,
this is look, we're only like I engage things from 2020 on, so we're 2 years deep into this movement, right?
right,
There we're gonna have many other there's gonna be many other casualties of sorts.
right,
Period. Period. So we have to acknowledge that and know and continue to uh with that acknowledgement continue to forge forward with that in mind, that like things are going to happen, but you have to continue to keep moving. And
right,
that's also what I want to stress to people is like, let this move you forward. Let this like shake you out of your stagnicity. Let this move you to be purposeful in your movements, your attitude, whatever it is that you're doing in this movement. Let it fuel you to continue forward because if anything, at the very least, that is what Lana wanted for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she did.
She wanted us to fight. She wanted us to stand together. She didn't want any of us bickering at the least.
Nope.
She didn't want any of us fighting. She didn't want any beefs. She wanted us, even if we had disagreements, disagree, but continue forward because we're all moving in the same direction.
Direction.
Lana didn't want any bullshit. So keep that in mind. Like use that as fuel to passion, to speak to passion to keep going forward, no matter what differences you acknowledge. Acknowledge those differences, cool, whatever. But we got work to do.
Right. Put that shit to the side and get to work. And that's one thing that I loved about Lana. She'd always make us folk like get this shit out
Yep.
and let's get back to the work.
Yep.
You know, and that's the one thing that honestly I thought she was in her 60s, and to find out that she was 74
Yeah.
was, and the way that she went, that wasn't a regular 74-year-old woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was a woman that was out here, maybe not boots on the ground, but privately was
she
really,
here.
really, really out here. Like
Right.
helped us in a lot of ways that people will like. Honestly, she to me, she was a younger Meg.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? An older Meg, my bad, an older Meg.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And that's one, like there'll never be replacing the Alana and her specialties, her talents,
Thanks.
and what she meant to us.
Yeah, there's a chasm, there's a void that cannot be replaced, but hopefully it inspires. Hopefully there's someone else that steps up to try and take the place, because you're needed. You're out there somewhere. Lana can not ever be replaced, but hopefully she tugs at the strings of someone out there that is just waiting to be activated to do the kinds of things that Lana has been doing. Again, like she did a lot for us. She did a lot for the movement, and her shoes cannot be filled in that sense. There was just a uniqueness about the way that she could find information quickly and just bring it to the attention of folks. That's unmatched as far as the people, the community that I know and the contacts that I have. It's unmatched, and I'm at a loss personally. Personally, I need you, Lana.
Right.
We needed you. Not for nothing. We really lost a great within this movement, within this community. This is a continent wide community, and we lost someone that is a crucial, integral part to the movement, to information and how information moves within us. I don't think people. I think this just hit me just now of like the purpose that she served, the things that she did for us and for this movement. It's gonna be a while before like we like rebound in some sense. She brought a unique sense of information in the way that she did it, and the things that the connections she had and the way that she brought people together.
And she had a hell of a lot of connections.
Yeah. Everybody needs to be Alana.
Right. Because everybody can be Alana.
For real.
Like honestly, I don't know if people listen to the State of America's last episode, but I am glad that we were able to do that episode
right
while she was still alive, because being a water protector meant a lot to Lana. You know, protecting the rights of injustices, especially when it came to our ingenuous. And what I learned about ingenuous just on Sunday is that it's about people of their land. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm not saying that exactly 100% like Banshee said, but I think it was actually David. But it gave me another sense of of pride and to be proud of who I am, regardless of where I was born, where I might be seen. Just be proud of who I am as a person, and that's something that Lana definitely brought out of me, especially with Soup. I see that with Soup, you know, just with all of us. Any little time we got into, I'm gonna call it petty, uh, childish arguments, because we had some, you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, but she was always that glue. She was that reasoning to of why we were got into this in the first place. Is to be selfless and not selfish. Uh, and that's
That,
one thing that I hope we don't steer away from, and that we take with us is that we're all in this together to be selfless.
right.
Uh, so I'm hoping the other co-hosts are listening. You know, I know they probably sleeping. Uh, but I really let's focus on that, and regardless of however we may see things, remember why we're in this: for change, truth, and transparency.
Yes.
So that's one thing that I will take with me from this day forward is that fight and remembering why I got into this. And it's for change, truth, and transparency, because we're not seeing that right now.
No. Um. Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that specific comment. I just I couldn't agree with you more.
You know, and I'm not trying to take over your show, but I'm glad
No,
that
no,
you
speak your truth, man, and by all
did a
means.
show like this, you know, too, because honestly, Minneapolis lost somebody very great last year, late last year to COVID. Mel Reeves.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
didn't.
God! Yes, I forgot. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah, Mel was, and a lot of people don't know. Me and Mel we weren't close, uh, but me and Mel were close, man. And there was
Great, great.
a situation that happened last year when we were occupying downtown, and there were some people that didn't agree with it. Uh, Mel was one of those that took me to the side uh, and told me to keep pushing. You know, had seen the things that was happening to me in the media, with the movement, and just told me to keep on pushing on. And this was a man that was even with, and this what also hurts. And I'm going to bring up this Cortez Rice. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Somebody that was trying to help bring the community unity. Uh, and it's just sick to me that how we're losing the people that we're trying to. I'm not even going to say trying, because trying to me, I learned from in treatment from Mr. KG Wilson is that trying is lying. Uh,
Facts.
so they were really making an effort, a strong effort, and there was people that were out here trying because they were lying, uh, and that ruled more. A lie ruled more than the truth does sometimes. But Mel was a very, very inspiring,
Oh yes.
very just a man with the way he could, the words.
It's just his energy in general and that smile. Like
Mm,
yeah, yeah.
yes, yes.
Whew.
I always had the long coat. Mm,
Mhm.
every time I seen him, maybe Minnesota just a cold ass place, but
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
why I didn't think there was many black people up there. I'm like, black people don't like the cold. What the hell? I was confused when I went up there and saw all these black and brown people. Like,
man,
my joke.
there's a lot of black people up here.
Yeah, I was surprised, bro.
You
Like,
know, I mean, you look
yeah,
at it even like Wisconsin. You
yeah,
know,
I'm surprised too. Yeah,
you go to some of them. You know, you think of just Milwaukee or Racine, Eau Claire, but
correct.
there's some small ass areas where there's a lot of black people, and you'd be like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck they doing all the way out here?
Right, right.
It should just be, wow, I'd be like, damn.
Yeah. I
Because
that
I'm
that opened me up for real. It
right,
changed
but
my perspective completely. Like when I went to the Mall of America, and that was my first time seeing so many indigenous people in one
right,
place. Like
one
I
place,
never, yeah, in PA, that we
right.
don't really like in PA. It's like
Wait,
it's
stop it, because you got the King of Prussia, pray, whatever they call that mall.
well, King of Prussia is the King of Prussia and the Mall of America used to be the biggest malls. Now you got the one in Jersey, but
Right,
still, I mean, like off of like races. Like I'm used to just seeing like everything except indigenous people.
right. Okay, I see what you said.
Everything under the sun I'm used to
Right,
seeing but indigenous people. So to go there and actually see indigenous people like in the flesh, I know that's like crazy to say, but it's like when people come to Lancaster County and see Amish people for the first time, they're like, "Yo, I
right.
know that that's weird, but like you know what I mean? It's kind of like that."
See,
So
we got Amish people out here too, like where my dad lives in Preston, and where Ashley grew up. There's Amish
oh
people
shit,
all through there.
oh wow,
Hmm. Man, I'll tell you right now. They're like, yeah, Amish market. They make some of the best jams in the world, bread.
oh yeah, oh yeah. See, like I knew that there's Amish people like across the country. I know that the most like we have the biggest here in PA,
Yeah,
but
right.
I didn't know where else they were. You know what I mean? I never thought about it. Like
Yeah, there's
I heard they're in Indiana.
yep, Minnesota, Indiana, Ohio's got a very big population too.
Oh wow.
You know,
See that I
because
didn't
they
know either.
trade. They do a lot of the Amish out of not Preston, Harmony, Minnesota. They do a lot of trading with Ohio and PA. So I seen a lot of products that would come in like um, the woodworking, or even not so much like the foods, but more of Brooklyn. Uh, Natural causes. That's
Yeah, I was
how
wondering. I was wondering too.
I'm going to say natural causes, because of the simple fact of, to me, I know she had some health issues,
Right.
um, but to our understanding, they weren't that bad. She just had some chest pains, uh, had trouble breathing, uh, but otherwise than that, she went to the hospital. They saw dehydrated. She got meds. But then it was the other night, so not last night, but the night before, she was having some side pains and things. And yeah, so Soup got worried and reached out to a family member of Lana's, and they went over there, and uh, she was deceased.
So wow. See,
Soup was gonna drive 5 hours.
Yeah,
I
Soup
didn't,
was going to drive 5 hours last night to go if he couldn't have got a hold of anybody. And I'm probably closer. We're actually probably closer to her. Yeah, Whitehall ain't that? It's right out by Eau Claire, so we're like 2 hours. I didn't even realize that until. No wonder why she said if we ever came to Eau Claire or La Crosse to let her know,
right.
because I didn't realize we were that close.
I mean,
You know what's crazy is a lot of people don't even understand is, and I never even told Ashley this, and Soup put it in the chat last night. But Lana wanted me and Ashley to come live out there for the winter, at least just for the winter.
wow.
Hmm. Yeah, because she didn't want us sleeping in our car.
Seriously, you never,
No, you don't.
never
We
know.
gotta, I mean, Brooklyn. I think about even B, and how all of that happened, I think about Mel Reeves. I mean, I think about the people that we've lost since we've even met.
Patty.
Hattie, rest on, yeah, Hattie.
Still don't know what happened to her.
You know, it's we gotta cherish the loved ones, and that's why I'm happy that you found love because G is a good man, is a very good man. You hold on to that. Um, you hold on to that, man. No, and I want people to know, man. Uh, reach out to people, even if you whatever y'all beefing over, man. This shit is petty compared
Trivial.
to what's going on out here.
Yep.
You know, I love everybody, and honestly, the last little post you see me about anything about beefing with another human being, you're never gonna see that from Chaz Lawrence Neal anymore. I'm stating that today. You're not gonna see no post about no somebody doing a sexual act. None of that. I'm done. This life's too fucking short, and I
Facts.
there's a bigger enemy out here than to fight somebody that looks like me, and
Facts.
maybe that because I don't agree with the way that they do things, or I think they performative, whatever. Uh, it's time to let that shit go because you're not my enemy.
Facts.
You're not my enemy. So this is me, whoever, as another individual. If you're a human being, as long as you're not an elected official, you're not no city employee that's out here doing my community wrong. If you're not a community leader that's out here doing my community wrong, then I ain't got no smoke for you. But if you're an elected official, if you get money from the city, if you're supposed to protect my community and you're not, oh, I got smoke for you. But
Facts.
otherwise than that, I'm done with all that. I'm
Talk
not a
about it.
street nigga no more.
It's the fact of the matter of like whatever goes on, yo, we love you.
Right.
Whatever goes on in your own life is what you can control. Whatever somebody else is going on in someone else's life, they can control and got shit to do with anybody else. And the only thing we can control is what we should be focused on. And if we're all focused on our own paths and we're all collectively moving in the same direction, that's what matters and that's what's going to create change. And
Right.
yes, we the people need to come together.
Because we, the people, will never be defeated. Hey, man, that make me, I don't even really want to march no more. But sometimes when I do be seeing little comments or whatever, it do be making me want to go lace up. Cause I definitely don't know about if I can be door knocking lit drops and shit. Cause that shit just feel weird. Uh,
Yeah.
and I hurt myself yesterday too. So
We all have our own unique ways of how we engage, and it's
right,
important that you find the comfortability of what works for you. Like, and I try to urge that to people, like stress that to people. Like, you don't have to do what everyone's saying you're supposed to do to be a well-rounded, like this, that, and the third. No, you do what feels right as long as you're doing something. That's all that matters.
that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You know, I see as the picture of George Floyd comes.
Yeah.
I see that, and you know, I say that I see so many George changed the world, but I want to know what did George really change? Because I know he changed a lot of people. I don't think the way of the systemic ways of the world is not gone. They can still do us like how they did George because we see it.
Right.
You know,
I think as long as the question you just asked, if we're consistently asking ourselves that question periodically, that is
right,
what is going to enact some kind of gauger to say, oh, this has changed, you know? But we really can't even see anything until it's a few years or at least a decade or so down the road from now. We can look back and say, okay, what has changed? Right.
right.
But I feel like we also need to be periodically checking ourselves to look and compare and see if there's any change. And if there isn't, we need to keep trying to make sure that we're making it every day.
No, that's 100 right there, because ain't nobody gonna look out for us as the way we look out for each other.
Facts. I think accountability is great. Um, but I think self accountability is where the biggest changes are made.
Right.
When you're because honestly, my biggest thing is your biggest enemy is yourself. And I'm big on the shadow work and all that shit. You know what I mean? And checking your ego. But when you check yourself, you become more limitless. You become creative. You're more. It's easier to work with others when you're critical of yourself and less critical of others. And I'm not saying that in like an over analyzing kind of way. Yo, see, this is how we need to end this is on a positive note. And
Right. And I want to
funny.
just say, I want to say this little quote real quick.
Yeah.
It's from Man in the Mirror. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If they want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change.
Yes. 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 Talk about it, my brother. Yo. And
We
I
got to change
quoted earlier, I
ourselves
don't think
first.
he was here, but in the words of Asata Shakur as well, it is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose
But our
but our
change.
change. That's right.
Man.
It's gonna be a hard day for me, but I'm just gonna spend today just kind of like letting it out, getting creative, working on some stuff. Like this is just gonna make me go hard in the paint even more.
Right.
I know she was such an encouraging person, and I just want to use that as fuel. And we all need to let this be a reminder of let this be a reminder of reorientation for yourself. What is it that you're doing in this movement? How can you do it better? How can you do whatever you're doing better to make this world a better place for Lana, for all of us, but for yourself too? I'm gonna leave that there. Chaz, if you have any last thoughts for the world, for Lana, any last memories you want to share before we wrap it on down?
I just want to say, rest in heaven, Queen.
That's right.
Keep the door open for me. Keep the door open for me.
Whew. Wow. All right, y'all. I'm going to restream this periodically, and everyone just remind yourselves of where you are, what you're doing. Are you living in purpose? Um, Lana definitely exemplified living in purpose, and let that be a reminder for you. Shout out to Chaz for coming on, being an amazing co-host, and Lana, we love you and we miss you. Make sure you meditate on your path, celebrate your being, liberate your spirit, and educate yourself. I'm John Tell. Have a good one, everyone.